Okay, we're back today with Greek and Latin roots, and today we're going to talk about semi, sext, sept, psalm, and spire. Let's look first at what each of them means. Semi means half, sext means 6, sept means 7, so we've got more of those number words this time. Son means sound, and spire is breathe or breath. And this time, they all come from the Latin. We're going to start first with semi. Again, it means half. And you're going to hear that a lot in semicircle, probably a lot in math. So if you look at the graphic, there are a lot of semicircles or half circles. And semi, whenever you hear it, generally would be half or just something that's not quite whole. Think about that one word too that just is so cool to say. Hemi, demi, semiquaver. Now, if a quaver in music is an eighth note, and hemi means half, and demi means half, and semi means half, what is a hemi, demi, semiquaver? What fourth of a note, or what part of a note is that? Try and figure that out on your own. So there's lots of other words that use semi, and again it means anything that's just not quite whole. Sometimes it literally does mean half, but not all the time. Like a semi-solid would be something that's not quite solid. Semicolon, that's the dot with the comma underneath in grammar. Semi-gloss, semi-permanent, semi-precious, semi-sweet, and so on. Then there's sext or sextu. And that means 6, or 1/6 of, a sixth of a part. Sextillion is a number with an awful lot of zeros after it. Can you guess how many? Well, if sext means 6, there are 6 groups of zeros after the original 3. So remember, when we talk about those numbers, that first initial 1,000 doesn't quite count in the number of zeros. So 6 times 3, there are 18 zeros after the initial 1,000. Or how about a word like sextet? Sext means 6, and et means small group, so a sextet would be a small group of 6. Other words, sextant, that's a measuring device, sextangular, sextuplet, sextillion, sextu, which is another root. Now we're going to look at sept, or septu, which is 7. So again, more number words this time. Or it means 1/7. So if sextillion had 18 zeros after it, septillion has 7 groups of zeros after those initial 3. So for 21 zeros after the initial 1,000. Or septuplet, maybe you hear something about those, like with babies. We think quadruplets are sets of 4. Quintuplets are sets of 5. Sextuplets are sets of 6. And septuplet would be a group of 7. 7 babies, all born together. Oh my. 7 would be sept, and fold means like 7 times as many would be the uplet. Okay, remember those calendar items that we did before? Okay, so in the old Julian calendar, September was the 7th month, hence September, even though our 7th month is really July. Other words, septuagenarian, that's somebody who's lived to be 70. Septuplets, septilateral, septet, September, and so on. Okay, son is sound. And we're going to start with unison. Okay, uni we know means 1, and son means sound. So when somebody asks you to speak in unison, it means to speak as though you are making one sound. Other son words are sonic. Heard of a sonic boom? Well, sonic, when you're using it that way, means something that has to do with the speed of sound. So transonic would be across the speed of sound. Supersonic is above the speed of sound. Subsonic would be under. And ultrasonic would be also above. spire or pyre or peer means to breathe, and that's where we get the respiratory system or respiration. So spire means to breathe. Tion means the act of doing something. Re means again, so it's the act of breathing again. So that is our respiratory system helps us to breathe. But then on the other hand, there's expiration, that if something is expired, it is beyond when it should be breathing, so to speak. Or you can be inspired, so that's to breathe new life into something. And if you have too much work inspiring others, you might perspire, and which would be to sweat. Also words like conspire, which means to plot against somebody, or so con means together, and spire means breathe, so literally to breathe together, but to act against somebody usually. And again, expiration, perspiration, respiration, and again, transpire means to happen. That's all for today. Till next time.